Well, have you been seeing some of the Goon A Mania? Kind of like Wrestle Mania between these two guys, Fauci and Rand Paul. Rand Paul versus Anthony Fauci. Oh, they're bitter enemies, and Rand Paul is going to stand up against the evil Anthony Fauci because he's a conservative Republican. And even though he's promoted the vaccines and you should get a vaccine, and I think he even said he got his, but whatever. Um, yeah. But I heard recently that Anthony Fauci is a stockholder in a company known as Gilead Sciences Incorporated. And I heard about that, and so I've been checking into this whole thing. I found out some rather interesting things. First, we have here Fauci's wife and conflicts of interest with Gates's vaccines. All right. Why is no one talking about Anthony Fauci being married to Christine Grady? She heads ethics on COVID vaccine. Christine Grady is a longtime nurse and the current chief of the Department of Bioethics with the National Institutes of Health. She graduated with a BS in nursing and biology from Georgetown University, a MSN in community health from Boston College, another Jesuit school, and a PhD in philosophy from Georgetown. She went to 3 different Jesuit schools. Now, that's just all coincidence and everything else. He didn't go to Georgetown. He went to the College of the Holy Cross or something, I think it was. Don't tell me that there's nothing here. Jesuit marrying a Jesuit. And they're just there and they're controlling, what vaccines are accepted and everything else. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. But you go to Gilead Sciences. Here you have Gilead. This is their website, gilead.com. And here's the CEO of Gilead Sciences Incorporated. And it says here, Daniel O'Day holds a bachelor's degree in biology from Georgetown University. Huh. How about that? You say, well, okay, just a coincidence. How about this guy? Andrew Dickinson. Got his law degree from Loyola University of Chicago. Another Jesuit. Huh. How about this woman? Concordia University. Right here. You say, what's Concordia University? Concordia University is right here. Established 1974 by the merger of Loyola College and Sir George Williams University. Loyola College was a Jesuit college in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So 3 different Jesuits. And they're, I looked at some of the others on this, and a lot of them are public, or, she's Indian, and they're, she's from Taiwan or so whatever there. And, their universities I'm not familiar with. They could be Jesuit schools in their country. I don't know. But just thought that was interesting. But let me just say it this way. This Gilead Sciences, what they produce is remdesivir. Remdesivir was the chemical used, the drug used, that basically puts people out, knocks them out, and then they put them on the ventilator and it kills them. It's this new drug that they just came out with, that Gilead Sciences came out with. But Pfizer, here's Pfizer.com, their website, announces agreement with Gilead to manufacture remdesivir for treatment of COVID-19. You can always trust Pfizer. They're squeaky clean. Nothing ever or anything about corruption or whatever. All above board. You can just call them and talk to them about it. Yeah. Pfizer Incorporated today announced a multi-year agreement with Gilead Sciences Incorporated to manufacture and supply Gilead's investigational antiviral remdesivir. Investigational. We'll keep producing it until enough people die, and lawsuits might come back, and then we'll just stop it and say, sorry, it didn't work actually like we planned. It was investigational after all. Emergency use authorization. As one of multiple external manufacturing organizations supporting efforts to scale up supply of the investigational treatment for COVID-19, which doesn't even exist. Under the terms of the agreement, Pfizer will provide contract manufacturing services at Pfizer's McPherson, Kansas facility to manufacture and supply remdesivir for Gilead. So they're all tied together. It's just disgusting. But I found something interesting here. Biospace.com. Senator under fire for wife's Gilead stock purchase shortly after remdesivir emergency use authorization. Okay, no, these guys are against each other. Fauci and Rand Paul, they're at each other's throats. Boy, they're fighting. Rand Paul's the conservative choice, yeah, but his wife is actually $15,000 purchase of Gilead Sciences stock made by his wife last year. You see how it's just one, website. They're probably liberals or something. Well, Washington Post, CNBC, CNN, which I realize is bad, but Kentucky.com, New York Post, just all the articles going down through there. The Washington Times here talks about follow the money, big pharma, Dr. Fauci, and the death of hydroxychloroquine. I'm not for hydroxychloroquine. It's a pharmaceutical drug still, it's really cheap and everything else. They talk about that here. But let's read a little bit here. To better understand how using hydroxychloroquine to treat COVID-19 patients last year became a scientific quagmire, it's always best to follow the money. HCQ, right up there, is cheap, costing under $10 for the course of a COVID-19 treatment, well understood by physicians, having been prescribed for more than 80 years, and can be taken orally. Yet Dr. Anthony Fauci and others at the National Health Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases preferred remdesivir, a proprietary intravenous drug manufactured by Gilead Sciences, costing around $3,500 per treatment. A lot more money there, with unknown side effects. And as not to make Big Pharma mad and possibly threaten invites to cocktail parties, board sets, and threaten grant monies, Dr. Fauci and his cohorts did everything possible to promote remdesivir and downplay HCQ there, possibly costing millions of lives around the globe. No, they did it on purpose. There's no question. These guys aren't that stupid. All right, so, and you can read the rest of the article here at the Washington Times. There's big money, Gilead Sciences. Right here it says the $2.45 million Gilead spent in the first quarter of 2020 lobbying the federal government was well spent. Yeah, $2.4 million to the politicians. Just kind of make sure our products get out there and are used on people. There's no point in voting anymore. All we can do as Bible believers is simply pray and say, the wicked people of this country deserve all of this. And we just have to pray and say, okay, Lord, help us to understand how to get away from these devils and their desires to poison us. Don't go to medical places. Get your health in check. Knock out the junk food. Get that stuff away from you. You are what you eat. Let food be your medicine. Okay? A lot of good things there. Don't eat a bunch of junk food and then end up in the hospital so that these people can murder you. All right? But one other little thing I want to show here in regards to this is this book right here, professional wrestler Mick Foley. It says here, in the real world is faker than wrestling. Yeah, this is supposed to be the real world here, the conservative voice and the liberal, voice of people. He's killing people and all the gain of function research in China and the Wuhan virus or lab and all the other things, and well, they're fighting back and forth, but in reality, they're both getting money from Big Pharma. They're both on the same team. Now, I don't see any proof that Rand Paul here is Jesuit educated, but he wouldn't be in the position he's in if he wasn't bowing and kissing the toes of the Pope. So don't fall for all this stuff. You watch this little Wrestle Mania event here and whatever else, and oh boy, wow, Rand Paul's really laying into Dr. Fauci. They're friends behind the scenes, just like professional wrestling. All right, so we need to be praying. We need to understand that the natural state of Bible believers has always been a persecuted people. There was a lot of fighting that went into our freedom, winning our freedom that we've had, and we've gotten complacent and we've gotten apathetic, and now it's time to fight again. So forget the nice little future, flowery future with a beautiful retirement and the golden years and everything. Forget it. That's not what goes on throughout Scripture. That's not what's going on right now. These monsters, they're killing people knowingly. They're Jesuit educated. all tied in with the Jesuit order somehow. There's no question about that. I've proved it over and over again. And I don't care how many people mock me and whatever else. They're the fools. Fools make a mock at sin. I've proved it. I show the proof. So they can say whatever they want. Doesn't matter to me. But you have to understand that there's a battle going on right now, and that we need to fight in this battle. And there's no hero coming along to get rid of the evil Jesuit over here. They're both being funded by Big Pharma. They both want to see you dead. You're part of the problem. You're a useless eater to these Nazi devils. So let's be a very strong, fighting, praying, resisting people.